What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Wars. Thanks for joining me today for this Sunday stock talk. So, I am battling a bit of a toothache and some jet lag, so I'm not going to take too much of your time tonight, but I wanted to make sure that I don't break my streak of continuous Sunday stock talks. It's been a long time since I skipped one, so I just want to make sure I'm here, give you guys some picks, give you guys some education so that you're ready to rock and roll for tomorrow at the open. All right. So thanks again for being here. Let's go ahead and retweet to help people know that we're live. So we're just going to say, hey, live now. For option picks. Let's see if we can get people in with that. So while we're hanging out here, guys, why don't you guys let me know where you're tuning in from tonight? Let me throw some names up on the board, and then we will drill into it. So here we go. We have brother right here, Jonathan Brassfield, JB Brassfield from Alexandria, Louisiana. Good evening. Good evening, my brother. Mark from Indianapolis. Welcome, my brother. Demar from Miami. What's going on, brother? Ali from Redmond, Washington. How are you? Tyler Hood from Kansas City. What's going on? Alex from Washington State. What's going on, brother? Timothy from San Diego. Derek from Hong Kong. And one more. What do we got? Awesome Ashley from Singapore. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and let's just take a look at the overall market overall. I start off with SPY. So on SPY here, guys, there was a few key points that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So with SPY, there were a few outside bars that I took for swing trades with the SPY members. So I'm just going to show you guys that real quick. SPY swing trades right here. So these were all the swing trades for SPY. What I did here, I'm just going to keep it really simple, is what I was looking for with SPY is these daily outside bars. So we had this one and we had that one. So all I did right there was I just took whichever side that outside bar broke to. So the first day we gapped above, I immediately got long on this outside bar. And then this one here, I pointed it out on Twitter and I said this one was very important because this outside bar was right up against the previous all-time highs. So you could see here visually that there were some shorts in it as well with that wick to the top. So I just played the break of that outside bar again and was able to bank twice. So that one, guys, trading does not need to be complicated. People try to complicate it because they're trying to sell you a bunch of bullshit. But you could just trade outside bars, inside bars. If you manage your risk, you have a fighting chance, and that's my purpose and my mission with Trading Wars is to give the average person a fighting chance in the market through education. Hey Delfino, welcome back, brother. So that's what I was looking at with SPY right there. And unfortunately, on the weekly, we didn't get any setups besides this Fibonacci. If I take this one from the low and pull it to the high, we had this one right here. But we didn't get any inside bars or outside bars. So I just kind of stayed to the daily and hit that those two there. So market obviously new all-time highs, bullish. But at some point, if you look at this weekly chart, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks up. At some point, we're going to have to do a little bit of selling or go sideways and consolidate. So that's what I'm seeing in the market. I ran a lot of scans, and I have these picks right here that I am looking at on the weeklies. So what I do when I scan for the Trading Wars patterns, right? So what are the Trading Wars patterns? So let's see. Let me see if I have it here for you guys. Did I not save that? I didn't. Okay. Well, anyways, so the Trading Wars patterns are the inside bar, the outside bar, Holy Grail, Nirvana, double inside. So I have 5 patterns that I play off of. And that gives me more than enough options to trade because I have so many different tools. So what I did here for you guys is I scanned the weekly for outside bars on these on powerful names that I'm looking at. So I have this list for you guys. I'm sure you probably already seen the other video: Amazon, DraftKings, Visa, Google, Starbucks, DDOG, and Upwork. These are the ones that I'll be focusing on next week, as well as the inside bars that I've scanned, and I'll be looking for drill down entries on those. I just wanted to quickly do a review with you guys. So I posted my results at tradingwars.com, September and October results. And, guys, all of these trades that I take for the swings, for me, they're automated, 100% automated. I've been talking to a lot of people, and a lot of people struggle with trading because they think they don't have enough time. And for most people, I would say it's not that they don't have the time, it's just that they don't have the right tools and the right education, because they're just not in the market. But all these trades, I've automated it. I'm not telling you to like automation is the way to trade or anything like that, but if you want to try automation, you want to learn automation, you could do that. Definitely, you could practice with small size, with simulation accounts, and just see how it is. And let's just do a couple of these, and let's look at some losers and some winners, and let's just talk about like how we how I go about this, how do we actually trade them and all that. Okay, so I'm gonna go to, so let's pick. I want to show you guys like what happens when a loser, like how that looks, and how a winner looks, because losers are pretty fast. When you get a loser, generally within a day or two, you're stopped out. And with the winners, they usually take a lot longer to play out. So I'm gonna go to MU first and discuss this one. So I just want to talk about a little bit about patience, right? So MU, this trade was started at the beginning of October. All right. So I'm going to go here and I'm just going to draw an arrow for you guys. So this outside bar right here, guys, this one right here was my entry for MU. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. This was a short. So I try my best to, combine long and short trades, because I want to have a hybrid. But sometimes the market is really bullish and I lean more towards the long side. But generally, I try to have a few shorts in the game, just to give myself a hedge. But let's go here. Let me pull up the actual entry and stop loss. So MU, it was a short 70.19 and stop 72.98. So let's go ahead and do that. 70, 19, and 72, 98. And once again, I want to just say I'm very thankful you guys are here today. I appreciate your time on a Sunday. It's at 11 o'clock. I mean, I've been flying for 5 hours, and I wish I could have done it earlier. But anyways, let's get into this. So this is how I get into trade. When I take this trade right here, I risk $500. Okay, so I taught you guys how to use TradingView, right? You can use TradingView, and you can use the short and the long tool, and it's going to help calculate how many shares you need to get. So what I did here is I took $500 worth of risk, so I shorted 179 shares. Okay, so obviously for this type of shares trading, you need to have margin, right? That's the only way you'll be able to like have enough capital to distribute it amongst different stocks, unless you want to trade with a very small risk, or if you do options, right? So we also took options on this one as well. So what I did here, guys, is this was my actual setup. So let's go ahead and play this out and let's talk about it. So boom. So the next candle comes right in there. You could see that it did not fill us. Instead, it created an inside bar. So we went from an outside bar, and then we went to an inside bar. So now we have the holy grail. So the outside plus the inside creates a holy grail, right? So I was pretty confident, like when this came in, that my order was in a good place, because I didn't get filled too early. If I got filled too early, I might have, like I would have had to taken all of this stress of just basically doing nothing. So we come in here, right? And now we actually fill. Actually, something's wrong with my chart here. 1 second, guys. That's weird. So I thought I didn't think there was a holy grail there, but let's see. Okay, let me just fast forward it. Something's wrong with my replay. Anyways, all right, so here we go. So it wasn't a inside bar, it was a doji, sorry. So when we got filled on this doji, guys, I'm going to show you something that's, it's going to be kind of like eye-opening, but you see, we got filled right away and it came back all the way up here. So we came halfway to the stop loss. And I'll tell you, a lot of people were nervous, right? It's normal to be nervous. That's just part of trading. It's not certain. Nothing is certain in trading at all. So we got filled. We came back halfway to the stop loss, immediately down 250 bucks. And but that's why I follow my plan. I have my stop loss up here for a reason, right? I don't have it too tight. I have it where it needs to be based on the Fibonacci, right? Based on the other time frames. So after that, the next week we had the great follow through that we were looking for. So you can see, right? We tagged 1.59. So normally what I do is when I get to 1-to-1, which is right here, when I get to 1-to-1, I scale out a portion of my position. And then when I get to 1.25, that's another target, and then 1.5, and then so on and so forth. But once I get to 1, right, I put my stop loss to break even, because I don't want this trade to be a winner and then come back against me. So what happened here is we hit a few targets on the way down. We came back and then we hit the rest of the position for break even on the remainder of the shares. Now, some of my members are all or nothing. So what they do is like they'll take it all off at 1-to-1, or they'll take it all off at 1.5, for example. And that's a personal preference. There's no right way. But for me, I like to always have a runner on just in case I get big runners, right? So I love that. I love that. So it reduces the FOMO that most traders deal with. So that's an example of just having patience. Honest question. If the trade came back halfway to your stop loss, how many of you would have just bailed on the trade? Hit me with a 1 if you would have actually just canceled the trade, took a stop loss, and moved on. And be honest, it's okay. I've done it before, right? But what has really opened my eyes in trading is just doing, like tracking my data like this, like tracking all of my trades. Like I extensively put in a lot of work to try to understand, like, is it actually beneficial to follow my plan or not? Like, should I actually have a stop loss or not? Like, I try to drill into the data. And what I found, guys, is that if your stop loss is based on a reason, right? Like for me, it's a combination of Fibonacci and traps. If I have that for a reason, I know that like that's a significant level. So I'm going to keep it there. And that's what I found, that actually, if you don't do it that way, you actually shoot yourself in the foot, and you can actually end up having a losing strategy. Because what you do is, when you're supposed to get a winner, instead it becomes a loser because you just don't have the emotional confidence. When do you average down? I never average down on any of my trades. That is a rule that I follow because I've averaged down in the past and I've blown up accounts. So I do not average down, period. Okay. So averaging down for a lot of traders does not end well, and I really don't recommend that to you guys. I mean, it could work, definitely, but once you start getting into the average down mindset, you start to go down this rabbit hole where you keep asking yourself, should I do it again? Should I do it again? And then before you know it, you're in way too much size, and then you could potentially blow up your account. So we don't want that to happen. If you don't have an account, you can't trade. All right. So let's take a look at eBay, which was our biggest bad boy. And then let's take a look at some losers and see how those work as well. So let me just do this one quickly. I'm going to actually just retouch on AMD one more time, just because I'm really proud of this trade. So basically what happened is, with AMD, guys, when I got into this trade, right, this inside bar was the reason that I got into this trade. If you guys have watched some of the older videos, you know the reason I got into this trade was because I was expecting AMD to make new all-time highs. And I must say that I hit the nail on the head. And I was I was accurate with this call, and I'm just very happy. I'm just very happy to see. I'm very happy to see that my plan just come to fruition. Like I don't care if I'm wrong, but if I'm right, I just want to make sure that I followed my plan because I milked as much money as I could out of AMD. So I'll talk you guys through what I did. So we had this inside bar right here. And that was the first time that AMD showed up on my scanner because I said, all right, AMD is consolidating here, flatlining. And I think if we can break through, we can have a chance to test the all-time high again. So what I did here is I actually went to the daily. And you'll see right here, my entry. So I went down and I found this inside bar. So this inside bar, what I did is I had a conditional order to buy options once we open above this inside bar. So we open above this inside bar and I got filled on the options for AMD and I took so the 107 calls. I got them at $2.16 at the time. And unfortunately, I only had it for I had it for 2 weeks. So basically, right before the all-time high, somewhere around here, I held it to the actual expiry, like to the last 5 minutes of the Friday. And I got out for a price of $14.24. So that one was really good. I didn't roll it into like new contracts for next week or anything like that because I just I didn't have another setup. So when I trade, I need to have a setup. Like it needs to be one of my patterns. If I don't have the pattern, I can't take the trade because then I'm just gambling because I don't know what the percentage, the win rate, all of that. I don't know. I don't have the data. So I took that one there, guys, and that one was a big winner for me. And I'm just very happy that I followed my plan. eBay was the other big winner. So again, we started off here on this weekly with eBay was a holy grail pattern right here. So we had the outside and the inside. How far out do you normally buy? So typically for swing trades, I go 2 weeks out because I want to give it enough time for the patterns to play out. So we had the outside and the inside. So what I did here on eBay, guys, my trade is still here. You can see it right here. So thankfully, I got out of my position because we had this huge gap down. But that's why I use the risk to reward principles. So what happened here was I had that holy grail on the weekly and then I had a holy grail on the daily. And if you notice, the holy grail didn't trigger to the upside. So I was only playing eBay to the upside again for the same reason, because it was the all-time high push. That's why I love playing those all-time high push. And you know what? If you guys want to know more about that all-time high push strategy, you guys just hit me with the two. Hit me with the two. Do you guys want to know more about that? That's one of the strategies I like. I like playing those stocks that have that potential to retest the all-time highs, to make new all-time highs. And the reason behind that is basically because when you break into all-time highs or new all-time highs, there's no resistance ahead. There's no resistance above. And those plays can be very powerful. So that's why I love playing those. So I'll do more on that. You guys show me support and I will show you support. All right. So please comment, like, subscribe. You already know what you got to do. Like and subscribe right now. And then you're going to comment after the video. Just remind me to remind you. Okay. So anyways, so I took a very tight entry on eBay. You could see right here, I had to buy 495 shares, right? And it was a lot, but I had the setup. And sometimes when you have the setup, you have the conviction, you got to go in with size. So I went in with size on eBay right here. So what I did with eBay is I actually did a 3-to-1 risk to reward straight up on this one. And I have some data behind that. I'm testing some other methods, which I'm not going to talk about right now, but I just did everything off for 3-to-1. Bam, done. And obviously in hindsight, it would have been like, hey, I wish I held to the high, but I really like that 3-to-1 sweet spot on the drill down entry. So I just hit that for 3-to-1 and I was out. And I'm happy I got out here because, I mean, look what happened this week, last week. But at the same time, I feel like I could have done a little bit better because it went all the way up to 6 times. So maybe if I had just used a trailing stop, I could have gotten out here on that candle, which would have taken me to about 5. So, hindsight is always hindsight. And I'm not going to bullshit you guys and say that I sold it at the top because I didn't. I hit it for 3 times my money and I'm happy with that because Somebody tell me right now, if we have a 3-to-1 risk to reward, how many trades out of 100 do we need to win in order to make a profit? What do you guys think? With a 3-to-1 risk to reward, how many times do we got to hit it? And I see somebody saying, do you alert your members of your entry and exit in Discord? Yes, sir. So I'm just going to show you that right here. So you just go here to the members area, and then you just go here to swing trade alerts. So these are all the alerts that I do here. I have my mods that also help me out. You could see that we also post the spreadsheets. So you'll see when we get filled, right? You'll see all the targets, etc. Also, when we get stopped out, I also do that on the private Twitter, right? You know, it's to help guide your trades. You know, I'm trying to teach people how to fish at the end of the day. That's my purpose. I don't have any interest in I don't have any interest in managing people's money, because I could be doing that right now. I've had people approach me to do that, and I don't want to. It's not. It's not. It's not a legacy to do that. It's not. Legacy is about helping people to empower themselves to help their communities and the people around them. So 26%, good job, guys. Right. So if I go 3-to-1 and take 100 swing trades, I hit 26 out of 100 of those. I'm more than happy. I'm more than happy. So you can't get the top and the bottom, but you got to try to get the big chunk of that. All right. So now let's look at some of these losers here. So eBay, the calls, I took calls and shares. So what did we get out here on eBay? So we went from $1.31 to $4.92, which was a little bit interesting to me, because with the shares, I actually had the potential to make 6 times my money. But with the options, it only went up about 4 times. So that's something that options, there's a little bit of manipulation, I would say, sometimes, because they price in a lot of different things. So just be careful when you play the game the right way and manage your risk. That's the most important thing, because sometimes things are priced in already. Okay. How can I use stable coin to pay for Discord? I don't know what that is, brother. I only look, tradingwars.com, PayPal. That's all I do. Okay. I have no idea what that is. All right. What do I want to say? All right, losers. Let's look at some. The thing with the losers that I like is that when you lose pretty fast. When you lose pretty fast. So, I mean, for some people, it's not good for their mentality, but as a professional trader, when you lose, you want to lose right away so that you can redeploy your capital. And a lot of people don't understand that. And it's just a culture that we have these days, I feel, where people want instant gratification. And this is a hard game, guys. It's not easy. And it takes a lot of courage to come and trade the markets every day. But with the right practice and the right mindset, you can make it work. But you have to understand that you're going to take losers. All right. So let's just look at this one right here for Roku. So Roku right here, we tried this short. And this one actually hurts a lot, because you could see that the short did work. Okay. So we took Roku right here short. The entry was 317.05. The stop was 332.09. So this was an outside bar. And this one hurts. This one hurts because you could see right here, guys, look, we opened here, we filled, and then we came up and we hit my stop loss right there. So you see that? That was the stop loss. And you see that wick? That's where it went. And then boom, it reversed. So that's the thing with the stop loss. It's not like, it's never 100%, but you have to look for 70% of the time, where is your best bet to have your stop loss? 80% of the time, where is the best bet to have your stop loss? That's what you have to think, right? So here's an example where I'm pretty frustrated with it, but I know that I have my stop loss in a place where 70 to 80% of the time is going to be in the right place. But there's going to be 20%, 30% of the time when you get poked out. And some people say, is the market maker looking for them? Some people say this and that. But guys, at the end of the day, the market doesn't give a shit about you. It doesn't. This is just a part of the game. It's a probability. It's a mathematical formula. It's like flipping coins and rolling dice. The only difference is that we have an edge. if we trade with proper risk management and if we trade consistently with proven strategies. That's the difference. So there's an example, right? I know a lot of people that just probably, if this happened to them, they would probably just blame everything, blame the market, blame whoever in the world. Okay. But I'm just telling you guys, I've been trading for a long time, and that's going to happen to you at some point. All right. Boom. Got the brother Jonathan right here. Rich, thanks for giving so much free knowledge to our trading community. Greatly appreciate it. Praying consistently now because of you, brother. Boom. Thank you, brother. Thank you, John, man. I see you in the Discord, man. I know what you're doing out there, man, and it's a pleasure to have you. It's a pleasure to have you in the community, brother. It is a pleasure, and I appreciate all the donations too. I really do. So there's an example, guys. Hit me with a 3. How would you react to that, honestly? If you took that short, it came and it just went, it hit your stop loss and it went back down. Be honest. Hit me with a 3 if you would blame the market makers and all that. Hit me with a 3. Hit me with a 2 if you'll be perfectly fine. And it's important that we talk about it because we have to change the psychological part of trading. We have to. As a community, we have to get better because it's all psychology. A lot of you guys know what to do, you just don't do it. Right? I mean, my indicators are free. You guys know what you have to do, but a lot of you guys just don't do it because it's hard. It's mentally hard. I saw a donation here. One sec. Boom. Got a brother right here. Bad Indie with the $4.99 super sticker, brother. I've seen you out here, man. I've seen you in the Discord too, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. So, would you enter again when it goes back down? That's a good question. Some people blame Obama. I mean, that's a funny one. Part of the game, don't know what to think. That's great for being honest. But I'll tell you guys something. It's all about the data. It's all about the experience. It's all about the back testing. And I'm lucky enough that I had some good traders around me when I first started that said, hey, for every 100 trades, 15, at least 15 of them are going to be poke outs. So let's get a pen. Let's do a pen and pad alert. Let's do a pen and pad alert. I think this is probably the most important thing that I'm going to tell you guys today. For every 100 trades you take, expect 10 to 20 of those trades to be poke outs. What that means is like it feels like you got stop hunted. It feels like something came and found your stop loss and you got hit. That is trading. That's why it's so important that when you're right on a trade, you have to get paid. You have to get paid. If you're the type of person that as soon as you're winning a little bit and you just cover it right away because of emotions, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You really are. And the best advice that I can give you is understand that you're going to get poked out 10% of the time at least. It's going to feel like somebody hunted your stop. And you're going to lose another 30 or 40% of those on top of that in just losing trades. And then the rest, let's say 50, 60, 70% of trades, you have a chance to win. You have a chance. But you have to execute that chance. Right? Like you actually have to, you can't sell it when you make $5 profit when your target is $100. You can't do that. Then you're just shooting yourself in the foot. And that's why when it comes to swing trading, I am 100% automated with my trades. Day trading is an art. It's more, that's why we have, that's why I have like, the spy room, for example. Like I got to talk about what's going on because there's a lot of moving parts. But when it comes to swing trading, it's beautiful because it's simple in a way. You play the bar. Let's look at Roku. You could play the bar. You play each bar, right? So what that means is you can take a position and you can set it up on the weekend. Like, for example, that's what I do. I set up on the weekend. And then on Friday, when the market closes for the next week, you can adjust and you can say, all right, now I can move. Now I can, adjust my plan. But you give it one full week, let that bar do its thing, right? Or you don't even have to touch it at all. You could put the target and the stop and you say, whatever happens, happens, right? Set and forget. So swing trading is very empowering, but I just feel like we're in a community where everybody wants results right now, and a lot of people don't have the patience to sit in the swings. And I agree. Like, I don't have patience either. But because I do a mixture of day trading, investing, and swing trading, then I feel like, okay, my swings are doing their thing in the background. And if I want to be really active, I can hit it with a day trade, right? And then my investing, it's really passive. I don't even do anything. Just buy and hold. So I just find that, like, wait, wasn't that the topic of this video? I forgot. Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. But basically, having those three pillars, day trading, swing trading, and investing, it basically allows you to have the best of every possible scenario. Each of them are going to have ups and downs, but if you can be right, like we always talk about, right? If you can be right about 40 to 50% of the time, you'll be all right. Okay. Are your members able to get close to your alert entry price? So like I said, brother, for the swing trading, everything is automated. So you get in, you set your order up ahead of time, so you get in at that price. Like, I don't play any games with my members when it comes to the swing trade. The day trading is more like, the day trading is a little bit more fast, so sometimes you don't get the exact thing. But when it comes to swing trading, you set it up, you let it do its thing. You say to the broker, fill me at this price. And if you don't fill me at this price, then I don't want to be a part of the trade. Okay. All right. So let's pick another loser and let's discuss. Let's look at Disney, man. I'm just sick and tired of Disney. I'm sick and tired of this. Stock always rips me apart. I swear, man. Every single time I take a swing trade on Disney, I lose. Just look at this. Look at this chart, guys. See, this is an example of when you can get destroyed. I've been playing. I hit Disney a few times, like back here, made some money here, but this is when a strategy doesn't work, right? Look at this. We're just going like this. That's it. And this has been going on since February. So here's a great example of when I say you get hit, you get stopped out right away, and you're done. So this bar right here, this inside bar on the weekly, we tried to play this bar, and look what happened. We got filled. You could see that this bar breaks it by a few pennies. We're into the trade, and then right away we just go back sideways again, and we got stopped out. So that's an example of like when it would really mess with your psychology. You literally get into the trade at the highs, and then it comes back down and stops you out. And it's tough. It's tough on the psychology, guys, but you got to remember. So you have that, but then this is why I always spread out my trades, because you have that, and then let's pick look, Oracle. Okay, let's look at Oracle. See, then you have ones like this. See, so that's why I always mix it up and I try to take different names, because I know not all of them are gonna be moving and making breakouts and all that. Right? Awesome Ashley with the 99 SGD in the building, super sticker. Thank you very much. Very much appreciate that. How do you calculate the price when you say fill me at X in options? I use a market order for that, brother. So I have an idea of what the price will be based on when I set up the trade. I could see, okay, this was the bid and ask. So I know that the market price is going to be higher, right? So by at least, 10, 15, 20 cents. So I do those calculations in my head, but I always do a market order. All right. Do you have a favorite list most reliable? The S&P 500 SPY has been very consistent for me for the last 7 years of trading. That's why I decided to create the SPY room, because it's consistent. And I'll be honest with you guys. I'll tell you guys something. I'm going to be honest with you guys. So I I branched off from SPY into all these other stocks. I used to just trade SPY futures. That's it. Only. And I branched into other stocks literally because I wanted to diversify myself. I wanted to spread it out. Like, I wanted to say, okay, well, DraftKings is making a run. How can I get that? Or Starbucks is making a run, or whatever, something. That's why I went that way. But you don't need to. You can become a master of one thing at a time. And that's why I created the SPY room. Honestly, become a master of one thing at a time. But really depends on the person, right? Some people want to mix it up, some people don't. And I'm just trying to educate people, man. That's all I'm trying to do. What do we have here? Rich, can you go through Square? It gapped down and then went back up, then went down again. Thanks. All right, let's look at it. So this is for awesome Ashley. So Square, let's go to the weekly, check out what's going on there. Yeah, so so Square is a good example of a potential to break into all-time highs again, right? But that doesn't mean it has to happen, right? Doesn't mean it has to happen. So the reason why Square, it seems to me why it's in this battle zone is because it's on a lot of fibs, and it looks like the bull algos and the short algos are in a battle, and I'll show you what I mean. So if we take the short algo fib from here, from the high to the low, you can see that we've been rejecting at the 618, right? So we can get into these periods of trading where there's a battle between algorithms, bullish algorithms and bearish algorithms, and you end up going sideways. You end up like just doing crazy things, but eventually that is going to resolve, right? At some point, that range has to break. At some point, it has to expand, right? And you don't know. Nobody knows when that's going to happen. So for me, I would only play this if I have a pattern. So inside bar, outside bar, holy grail, nirvana, double inside. If I don't have any of those patterns, I'm going to stay away, because if I get one of those patterns, I'm in my head, I'm saying, okay, I have an edge because I know how to trade my bars, right? So I would just kind of let it do its thing until there's a new setup, right? And that's what I recommend. I don't want to speculate, guys. Like, I don't want to pretend that I know, because I don't. I just want to be honest. If I find an inside bar, I could trade an inside bar. If I find an outside bar, I can trade it. I know what to do when those come up for me. Okay. I don't predict anything, guys. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't. I know where my stop loss is going to be, though. That's the most important thing in trading. And it really, I don't know if I should say this, but it really does tick me off when I see people on Twitter making bold predictions like, by the end of 2022, this thing is going to be this. Like, how does that even make sense? What if we have a COVID crash again? Or what if we have bad earnings on these names? It really ticks me off. But if I have an inside bar, I can say this is a defined bar. This is my entry, this is my stop, and that's it. How am I going to take my profits? Like I always do. I'm going to use the target, the scaling out. Like, I'm going to use this tool right here. Okay. So let's say I took that inside bar. I'm going to use this. When I get to 1-to-1, I'm going to take it off. 1.25, 1.5, etc. That's how I do it, because otherwise I'm just like going off of I'm going off of news, I'm going off of emotions. It's like it's just too much. And unfortunately, like at this point, I know like what I do, and I'm confident in what I do for myself. I'm confident in my strategies, and I had to make the decision to mute everybody on Twitter, even my friends, because every time I see something clickbait, or if I see like bold predictions, like, oh, it's at $10, it's going to be $15 by next week, for example. I just can't take it anymore. I can't. So I made a decision to mute pretty much everybody except for a few channels that don't do that. And it doesn't mean that I don't like certain people or whatever. I just need to, as a trader, I'm trading, guys. I'm trading like a large account. I have to take care of my mental capital. And when I see a lot of these things, it really does affect me, and I'm pretty sure it affects you. And the advice that I could give you guys is just really zone out everything and just focus on what you're doing. If you're a fib trader, inside bar, whatever you are, just focus on that. Do 100 trades. So this is what we're going to do. I had this on my mind and I want to say it. 100 trade challenge. That is what it is. Do 100 trades in your strategy, whatever it is. Do 100 trades before you judge, before you switch. Let me ask you guys a question right now. I'm your friend. You're my friend. Be honest with me. How many of you have traded the same strategy for at least 100 trades? So hit me with a one if you've done, let's just say you took inside bar. How many of you have actually traded 100 inside bars in a row? So hit me with a one if you have traded your strategy 100 times in a row, or hit me with the two if somewhere there you switched and you saw some other propaganda on Twitter and you decided, hey, I'm gonna do this one now. I'm gonna do the spoon and fork or the J-Lo bottom, because it seems like every time somebody draws a J-Lo bottom, it's going to the moon. Got it. Yeah. So you could see, guys, I'm challenging you guys. Like, I have a lot of different strategies now. I've evolved as a trader because it's my passion. I have different ways that I trade my inside bars, outside bars. I have a lot of different things that I do, but I'm very scared to bring it to the market, because every time I bring something to the market, people copy me and they rip me off and they claim it as their own. So I've decided that the new things that I'm doing, I'm going to keep them to myself, and I'm going to bring it to my members, but that's it. Right. There's a lot of different things I'm doing, but I'm not going to be discussing those. I learned my lesson from social media, and this game, it's a really, really tough game. But anyways, yeah. So this is the challenge to you guys. I want you, whatever you're trading, do 100 of those trades, do 100 of them, and then make a decision. Then you can really see, is it profitable or is it not? Is your stop loss in a good place? Is it in a bad place? Right? Then you could really do that. So do 100 trades. That's a challenge that I have for you guys. I really want you guys. I'm trying to look back. If I was telling myself 6 years ago, hey, you know, this is how you get good at trading, what I would say is really stick to your plan and have the data. So do 100 trades, whether it's paper trade, whether it's small amount, whatever, and then really drill into it and say, what are the strengths and weaknesses of this system? Is it profitable, or is it just hindsight? Because some things are hindsight, right? Some things are like you look at a chart and you're like, yeah, I would have done that. But would you have really done that? That's a question. All right. And we all have to go through that in trading. We all have to. There's a hindsight bias in trading. You look at the chart, yeah, I would have done that. I would have done that. I would have done that. That's why I prefer to stick to the patterns. Like, if I have a holy grail, it is a holy grail, and that's it. That's it. There's no judgment there. So I'm gonna take, let's say I take a trigger. The trigger is gonna be the same every single time, and that's how you really get data. So there we go, guys. That's the 100 The fibs helped me the most. Yeah, fibs are, man, fib is amazing, brother. Fib is amazing. But anyways, I didn't even know what we were doing. Because I just went on a tangent, but I think it's important. I could show you charts all day, but if you don't have the right mentality behind it, it doesn't matter. If you don't have the discipline, the consistency, and the focus, it doesn't matter. And that's why I'm doing the 100 trade challenge. Okay, 100 trades. I just want you guys to do it and share it with the community. Let's share it and let's see, how it goes. And that's how you get good at it. It's like, okay, let's think about it like this. Do you guys know Steph Curry? You guys know Steph Curry from the Golden State Warriors? Hit me with a one if you know Steph Curry from the Golden State Warriors. So let's see. I don't know if you guys are basketball fans. There's scammers selling your content. Yes, brother, I know. That's why everything, guys, has to go through tradingwars.com. Everything, any of my stuff has to, if you want to support me, if you want to get into my rooms, if you want to, if you want to be a part of my community, we have to go to tradingwars.com because there's just too many scammers nowadays. Just too many, man. I can't, like, no one cares. Twitter doesn't care. Like, they don't care. They don't. But anyways, so let me ask you a question now. And feel free to just comment in the chat on this one. So how many 3-point shots do you think he took before he ever played a regular season game in the NBA? What do you guys think? Give me a number. Let's see what you guys think. How many 3-point shots, like how many 3-point attempts do you think he took before he ever had a professional game in the NBA? Right? I guess, a lot of people would conclude that he's one of the best 3-point shooters of all time. And I definitely agree with that. But here we go. Here's some numbers. 1 million, 5,000, 10,000, 10,000 plus hours worth, 100,000, 2,000, right? So that's my message to you is this. If you want to get good at trading, if you want to have an ability to earn profits on a consistent basis, whatever your strategy is, make sure you keep getting the repetitions in. Keep getting the repetitions in. What are you trading? Let's just say you're trading hammer candle. Let's say you're trading a hammer candle. So do 100 hammer candles. See what are the strengths and the weaknesses behind the hammer candle, right? Do 100 trades of those. Let's say you do 100 trades hammer candle on the daily chart. So now you go and you say, all right, well, I'm going to enter when the candle closes. I'm going to enter when the candle breaks. So you got to write it down, and do 100 of those. And then you find out, okay, this is my data. And then you say, okay, how can I make it better? And then you keep doing that process over and over and over again until you find something that works for you and it's something that you're confident in. But you can't be confident if you keep jumping from system to different things, because everybody thinks that there's this one magical system or one magical person that's going to make you rich. And that's not true. Okay. We see this brother right here, Lore with the dollar. What is a reasonable starting bankroll to start? If you want to start, you don't need a bankroll. You don't. Open the chart. Start testing. Paper trade. Simulate. You don't need, if you want to start and you want to learn, it doesn't cost anything to start and learn. You can watch my trades. You can learn from me. You can watch other traders, see what they do. You can learn all that for free. You don't need to say, I got to make X amount of dollars. Why don't we focus on learning first? That's very important. I don't think anybody wants to do that because it takes a lot of work. But I just want to be honest with you guys today. I really want to, All right. Anyways, yeah. So we went through this. I showed you guys, the good and the bad, right? I try to be transparent with you guys. These are my trades. These are the trades that I take for my swings. Otherwise than that, we had a few chart. Let's hit a few chart requests. And then let's wrap it up. Okay. So go ahead, hit me with some chart requests in the chat there, and let's go to the Discord, see if any members had any request. Where is it? Chart requests. So nothing new. So these are all old. So we'll just move on from those. We have NVIDIA. So I'm going to do 3 here, do 3 on the other side, and then we'll wrap it up. So we'll go here to the weekly. I mean, that is just picture perfect. So actually, NVIDIA did show up for me on this. This is the Nirvana pattern, right? So this is the Nirvana. It comes in blue. So the inside followed by the outside. So I don't know why I didn't play this one. Or did I play this one? I don't even remember. I have to go back and look at the broker. But unfortunately, there was nothing ramping up in this area, like an inside or an outside bar to try for a setup here. What I would say with NVIDIA now is, as long as this low can hold 277.70s, right around there, as long as that can hold, there's no reason for this to go lower, right? So general tip is, when we have big bars, big explosive bars like this, that low is the line in the sand. Because generally with a big bar, if you see these big bars, if the low stays intact, we can kind of just either go sideways or we float higher, in general, not all the time. So that's how I look at it. If I go down to the daily, we had that double inside bar back last week. So you guys know on Friday, we killed this on Lotto Friday, right? We had the double inside bar. We had it all set up. It was a great trade. But now just kind of wait for another setup, right? Like there's no point to chase it unless there's a setup, right? I do see a fib here. Let me throw it on right there. Boom. So what I am seeing is a lot of Fibonacci ahead. So you have to also understand that you see this fill right here. This was a 618, right? I talk about this one in the book, on the Fibonacci fundamental book all the time, the 618. You see that? So we had the algorithm step in, right? So their fill was here, which was a beautiful fill. So now you have to understand that at some point they're going to want to lock in something. So that's why we have these fibs ahead to act as potential targets. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a little bit of a reversal, or, you know, it doesn't have to be a major reversal, but at least some selling around these fibs up here, the 50 and the 618. All right, pins. So pins looks like an earnings gap down. So again, you can't really do anything from these plays because well, actually, it didn't even have earnings. So why did it get? Oh, I think this was news, right? This was news. I remember now. But again, wait for a setup. There's nothing on the weekly. There's nothing on the daily. There's no actual pattern. So there's nothing that I would do. If I don't have a pattern, guys, I don't take the trade, because then I'm just breaking my rules and I'm gambling at that point, right? So what else do we have here? Went through NVIDIA already. Let's look at spot. The spot, beautiful inside bar setup right there for tomorrow. That could be a great day trade, playing that bar. Weekly, you know, that's a pretty big ramp up there on the weekly. But again, the only valid setup I see here is that inside bar. So you could drill down, right? Drill down at the open, look for the orb, opening range breakout, fractals, fibs. You guys know how we do it from the drill down method. Let me just pull this up because people keep asking me. So this is my book, guys, the drill down method. All right, right here. Grab a copy of the book. You get 1 month for free in the room. Okay. So here's a table of contents if you want to read what it is. So we have an inside bar play. So we can drill down on the 5-minute chart tomorrow, and we can look for the opportunities to potentially get in either a strong reversal trade or a potential big push. And if you get in here and you're able to get a few good days, you could even ride this if you see potential for it to break all-time highs, right? And just use a trailing stop loss to protect you as you get up the ladder. Demo entertainment $1.99 low chart. All right, brother, I hear you. Let's get you up here. So low, I made a lot of money on this one. I showed you guys the other day. So what I did right here, guys, do you see this line right here? This was my trade. So I entered low right here at a price of 211.38 off of this outside bar breakup. So that outside bar, that break right there, guys, I got filled on this candle. Bam, filled me there, guys. So right now I'm sitting pretty nicely at about almost 4.5 times my money. So right now with low, again, I got to look for, if you want to get in now, you have to look for a setup. So here we go. We have a setup here on the daily chart. We have this outside bar. So at the open tomorrow, you can drill down on that outside bar range, right? I do a lot of videos on that, and you can look for an opportunity, opening range breakout, fractals, inside bars, what else? Fibonacci, right? And then you can get in from there. But that's the beauty of playing these weekly bars, right? So had the order just sitting there, filled me, stop is here, and up pretty well on that. How many SPY losses have you taken the last 2 weeks? I've taken at least every week. Every week I expect to lose between 3 to 5 trades on SPY. That's just the nature of the game. And but I try to keep those small. So, you'll see in the room, I try to move the stop loss up, try to protect those. I understand that I will take losses. It's part of the game. And then for the winners, I try to let them run as far as I can go, because especially when you're on SPY, if you get a day trade and you hit it really well, those can be huge runners. And sometimes you just need 1 or 2 of those huge runners to make your week, right? Or even make your month. Yeah, so Carrie says not many. Yeah, I mean, last week was good. I was traveling on Thursday and Friday, so I didn't take as much as I wanted to, but I know a lot of you guys have been doing well, so I'm happy to see that. But anyways, that's it, man. I think that's it. Actually, no, I gotta take at least 3 from here. All right, let's see what we got. All right, let's look at Neo Coin. All right, so Neo. I'm trying to look at the names, guys, that I actually trade, because I don't want to give you, like, I don't want to break down a chart that I don't trade. Like, why would I even talk about a stock that I don't trade? Right? Like that. That's just right. Like that doesn't make any sense. I never understood that. So when I look at your picks, guys, I'm looking for ones that I actually can add my 2 cents on, because I actually trade them, right? So I have no business. I have no business commenting on something that I don't trade, in my opinion, right? All right. So right here, we have this inside bar on Neo for tomorrow. That's a pick going into tomorrow. I like that one right there. So I'm going to be looking to drill down on this inside bar tomorrow in the Discord, looking for opportunities. If I go to the weekly here on Neo, you could see that, we had this huge sell-off kind of going into last week. You could see that big rejection. But that daily pattern right here with this inside bar, it's worth a shot. So I'll be looking at that tomorrow for sure. Coin inside bar close, same exact thing that I said. Would look for a drill down entry on that one. And what else? Let's look at PayPal. So PayPal, I've been getting hammered on this one, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna win them all. But as you can see here, guys, I have some longer term Fibonacci set up here. So I already have this alert set up right here on the 618. So this is at around $226. I'm looking to see if there's some kind of trading reaction there for an opportunity for me to get in. We also have, what is this here? Earnings and revenue, 21st of October. I feel like we already had earnings recently. I'm not sure why this thing is popping up here. Because we obviously had earnings. You could see it on the chart here, right? Earnings was right here, and we had that gap down. So I have some longer term fibs set up here on PayPal, and I'm going to be looking for my longer term accounts here to give it a shot. I'm not going to go in too crazy because I'm already in, and you could see I'm down in my longer term holding in PayPal. I'm down on that, and I'm just going to be honest about it. Like I don't need to bullshit you guys, right? But I do see some potential right here on the 618 because I do see a lot of these previous wicks over here. But if we do start flushing through that, man, that could be a pretty big sell-off. So we'll see. All right. But anyways, guys, it's an hour in, and I just want to thank you again for your time, and I really do appreciate you. If you're interested in what I do, guys, you know where it is, tradingwars.com. Please do not get scammed. Please do not respond to people asking you for like all of this crap, like people asking you for crypto or this and that. Guys, I don't DM anybody for anything. I'm not on Telegram. I'm not on Instagram anymore because there's too many scammers and I can't control it. So tradingwars.com. That's it. All right. And before you go, what did I say? I wanted to say something. What did I say? I told you guys to remind me. Does anybody remember? I said to remind me about something. It was about the comments. I wanted you guys to comment on something. Oh, yeah. Okay. So if you're interested to learn a little bit more about that all-time high strategy, like that all-time high momentum, it's basically a momentum strategy. If you want me to talk a little bit more about that, hit me with a comment. And the comments really do help me, guys. I'm gonna be honest, it really helps me. It really, if I don't get comments, I don't get views. So I would appreciate if you could go ahead and comment right after this video. I'm gonna end the broadcast and you're gonna go down, you're gonna comment, and you're gonna say, look, I want the momentum all-time high strategy. I want you to talk whatever momentum strategy. Just say anything related to that. I'll know what you're talking about, and we'll try to plan to do some more videos around that concept because I've done it a lot, and I don't think I really talked about it. So appreciate a comment from you guys, and thank you so much again for your time. Have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow.